All right, so welcome to Monday Night Football play-by-play. So what I'll be doing, right now I'm doing this live play-by-play for the New Orleans Saints and, this New Orleans Saints home game against the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens come this matchup 5-3, Saints 3-5. So the Ravens will kick off. Justin Tucker will kick it off, and the Saints will receive to start this game. And the kick is away and goes into the back of the end zone for a touchback. So going into this matchup for the Baltimore Ravens, they're in first place in the AFC North right now. However, they will be missing some key weapons on offense. Tight end Mark Andrews, wide receiver Rashawn Bateman will be out. I'm still not sure about Gus Edwards. We'll see if he's going to be in there tonight when the Ravens come out on offense. As for the Saints, they're 3-5, fresh off a shutout win over the underachieving Raiders. And if the Saints win, they'll be in a three-way tie with the Falcons and Bucs for first, while Ravens' loss would put them in a tiebreaker with the Bengals, fresh off a shellacking of the Carolina Panthers, where Joe Mixon rushed for 4 touchdowns. But a win for the Ravens puts them at 6-3. And on the first offensive play of the game, and we get a quick first down from the Saints on a completion from the veteran Andy Dalton, who will be the starter for the Saints for the foreseeable future. So right now, you got Michael Thomas is out. He is expected to miss the remainder of the season as a notable injury, as both teams are coming to this matchup banged up. And here we go. So on first down, Dalton's going to give to Kamara. Kamara is going to try to make a spin move, but he loses yards on the play. Marcus Peters with the tackle to bring Kamara down for the loss. So right now, obviously we know the Ravens, they're more focused on rushing passer, and we know the addition of Roquan Smith from the Panthers is a key to help them there. Or Roquan Smith from the Bears, I apologize. But now we bring up a 2nd and 10 as will be spotted back at the line of scrimmage. Wait, that can't be right. And give goes to Kamara, gets some positive yardage on this one, but it'll be brought down after a short gain. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 7. So a 3rd and 6, actually, it'll be. Joe Buck. We got Mike McDonald. He's in his first season as the defensive coordinator. He was an assistant from 2014 to 2020. Right now it's 3rd and 6 for the Saints on their opening possession. Dalton takes the snap. He's dropping back the pass. He's forced to get rid of it and throw it out of bounds. He felt the heat coming. So that'll be an incomplete pass and a quick 3 and out for the home team New Orleans Saints. So now here we go. Got Bowser coming in. Linebacker who's fresh off an Achilles tear last year. Comes in off the rush. Gets to Andy Dalton. Forces Dalton to get rid of it and chuck it out of bounds. And now the Saints will have to punt it away on their opening possession. So a quick 3 and out for the Ravens and a good momentum center for the remainder of the game. And for everyone tuning into the stream, I do have a poll question up asking who's going to win tonight's game. As Blake Gilkin, the punter, sets it back. It's a nice punt. And it'll be called for a fair catch just outside the 10. So the Ravens will take over deep in their own territory after a nice punt by Gilkin. And when they come back from commercial break, Lamar Jackson will step onto the field, take command. So for the Ravens, a win puts them at 6-3 and in first place. But a loss drops them to 5-4 and puts them in a tie with the Bengals, who are fresh off their win over the Carolina Panthers. In that game yesterday, Burrow was 22 for 28, 206 yards and a touchdown. Joe Mixon on 22 carries, 153 yards and 4 touchdowns in that victory for the Bengals yesterday. So obviously for the Ravens here, they want that win. They want to be in sole possession of first place and build momentum. And so far, Lamar Jackson, he's been putting up a good case, strong case to try to for MVP right here. So far, he's putting up that he feels the pressure on him to go out there and perform now because he wants that contract right there. He wants that cachet. So far throughout the season right here, Lamar Jackson is on 235 attempts, 148 completions, 1,635 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Lamar Jackson rushing this season. Lamar Jackson so far rushing this season, he has had multiples, 50 plays at least four 50-plus yard rushing games this season, which is expected of Lamar Jackson. He's that similar style to Michael Vick, which has become more common in today's NFL. But for Lamar Jackson, he wants to put his case for MVP. That one, he'll have his opportunity to do so tonight against the New Orleans Saints, but he's going to be going in there without his best, some of his key weapons. So we'll see what they have to do there. See if Lamar Jackson relies more on his feet to make some plays, which is a good possibility here. So now we are back from commercial break, and Lamar Jackson's in the huddle, and the Ravens are ready for their first offensive possession of the game after their defense got a 3-and-out. So far, Lamar has 553 rushing yards on the season, 2 touchdowns. But we could be seeing that here tonight, but we'll see. But so far, Lamar Jackson is the key piece has been the key piece of that Ravens offense thus far through the regular season. And here we go. So 1st and 10, Ravens are pinned in their own territory after the punt. And they're going to try to run it on the first play. It's going to be a couple-yard gain there. So there will be no Gus Edwards right here. So we got, for the Ravens, you got Rashawn Bateman, tackle Juwan James are out for the season. And you got on defense, Michael Pierce and Kyle Fuller are out for the season for the Ravens. Some notable ones. You got J.K. Dobbins is out. And you got Kenyon Drake is at running back tonight for them. You got Deshaun Jackson. Yes, Eagles fans. For any Eagles fans tuned in, that's what it is. Deshaun Jackson, number 15, getting some playing time tonight. We did see last year, though, Jackson had that one long touchdown touchdown reception against the Cowboys on Thanksgiving for the Raiders. But here, the Saints get to Lamar. They make the hit, bring behind the line, but there will be a flag down. We'll see who it's against. And it will be a hand to the face penalty against the Saints defense. Against Marcus Davenport, number 92. And that will give the Ravens an automatic first down. We should. Oh, yeah, we're getting a look at the replay, though. There was some contact there, and yep. Get number 92, Marcus Davenport, the veteran for the Saints. Here we go, the race. So now we got move. Got Duvernay in motion. Jackson back to pass. He tries to throw a quick one, but he was short. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. So that was a questionable throw by Lamar Jackson right there. I mean, he was getting pressured, though, to be fair, but he threw that ball way short and completely underthrew. I don't know, was that intended for Deshaun Jackson? But either way, that was a horrific underthrow if it was. It looked like he just threw it into the ground. But now they'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Ravens are going to have to make up for that horrific underthrow by Lamar. Here we go, 2nd and 10. They're going to try to run it to Drake, and he's going to go down behind the line for a loss. So I'll bring up a 3rd and long for the Baltimore Ravens on their first offensive possession. So here we go. It's a 3rd and 11. Almost immediately, Drake is dragged down behind the line for a loss as Demario Davis, linebacker for the Saints, came right through the middle, right through the hole, and brought him down behind the line. So the Ravens are 40% in 3rd down conversions, 6 games. Franchise record. Go. It's 3rd and 11 now. Is the Saints home crowd making some noise? Lamar back. He has to get rid of it. He tries to throw the pass, but it was incomplete. Well covered by Marcus Williams. And that'll be 2 3-and-outs to start the game. So now the Ravens will have to punt the ball deep in their own territory. They got 1 first down off a penalty. But they will have to punt the ball right back to the Saints. Punt it deep in their own territory. This is going to need to be a long one. And it's a short punt, not what the Ravens need. But it does take a favorable bounce in their favor. And they're able to pin them close to their own 15. So initially it was a short punt by Stout. Took a lucky bounce in the Ravens' favor. And Andy Dalton, Alvin Kamara, and the Saints will be back on for their second offensive drive after the commercial break. So right now, to anyone that's going to check coming in on YouTube, because I'm streaming this both on YouTube and Twitch. On YouTube, there is a poll on my Nikki Steve's channel on YouTube asking who's going to win tonight's game. Do you have the Ravens, the Saints, or a tie? Because that is still a possibility. So I threw that in there too. But so far, we can see the Ravens struggling a little bit with all those injuries on offense to do something. Now, this is only the opening drive. However, though, it is a struggle right now. Hold on 1 second. Just had to make a quick adjustment there real quickly. Now I'm back. We're still at commercial break, and we're already getting our holiday commercials here. Gus, the most famous groundhog in Pennsylvania, which is a yearly commercial. So right now, so far, we still got no score going. It's still early in the game. We had 2 3-and-outs from each team, and the New Orleans Saints will be coming back on for its second drive of the game. And the Saints, though, in that opening drive, Alvin Kamara, not much offense productivity at all yet. Alvin Kamara got tackled for a loss. He did get a gain of 4 on second down, but then on third down, Dalton was pressured and forced to throw the ball away for an incompletion. But you did have, so now we're at 10:36 left here in the first quarter. After the Ravens went 3-and-out. So to anyone that is just coming into the stream on YouTube, please do me a favor if you haven't done so. And if you're coming on, or even Twitch, if you're coming on this stream, period, YouTube or Twitch, do me a favor, drop a like. If you haven't subscribed or followed, please do me a favor, subscribe or follow. Feel free to leave a comment in the live chat. YouTube. Now here we go. First down, Dalton throws. It's intercepted, but there is a penalty flag down. We will have to see who this is against right here. So far, the play's alive. So the Ravens hit this stands. They get a pick set up in the Saints territory for the offense to come on the field. If it's against the Ravens, which it is, it's a pass interference against the Ravens defense. So the interception will not stand. It will be overturned. And the Saints will get an automatic first down. The penalty was against Chuck Clark, number 36. Oh, we get a look here. Dalton throws it. Oh, we got Peters. Oh, we see both guys. It looked like there was contact, but Peters grabs the back of the jersey and pushes them down. So that's a pass interference there against the Ravens and an automatic first down for the New Orleans Saints. So both teams now have 1 first down off a penalty. Go Dalton at the 22, first down, pitches it out. It's going to Washington, who's in for the backup running back, Mark Ingram. They'll pick up a gain of 7, make it a 2nd and 3. So right now it'll be 2nd and short right there after the screen to Washington. So you got 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end set. And the give goes to Kamara, who will pick up 2 and be stopped 1 yard shy of the first down. As Roquan Smith, the former Bear recently acquired via the trade deadline, makes the tackle. Stops Kamara 1 yard short of the first down. The Saints looking to pick up their first non-penalty first down of the game. If they do, it'll be the first down on offense that wasn't a direct result of a penalty. So the Saints 13 for 14 on 3rd and 1 as of now. And they're not, and it'll be 13 for 15 as Kamara is dropped at the line of scrimmage. Smith got him to him again, and that'll bring up a 4th down. So now the Saints will have to punt again. The Baltimore Ravens offense will be back out onto the field. So here we go. Yeah, Gilkin back into punt. He punted it deep the first time to pin the Ravens in their own territory. It'll be another fair catch here. This time shy of the Ravens' own 25, where the Ravens will come out for their second drive, hoping to make up for the blunder that was their first offensive drive, where they got a first down off a penalty, but after that, they couldn't capitalize and do anything after that. So right now, if you're checking this out on YouTube, I do have a poll open. The poll question is real simple. It's asking who will win tonight's game. There is still time to vote on that. I will leave that poll open even as the game's going along. As long as it's close and it's within range, I will be leaving that poll open. So right now, it's still early in the first quarter here. And we still got plenty of time left. So here we go. So right now, though, still early in this game. No, we haven't had all first downs thus far been because of penalties. And hopefully the Ravens will pick up a first down here, not due to a penalty. And here we get. So right now we still got some more commercials right here. And we do know the 76ers are playing tonight. I am not streaming that one right there. However, it is up there, and I will be showing you. Right now, though, let's give you a score update. The 76ers are up in the second quarter, 36-24 with 9:58 left against the Phoenix Suns. And Joel Embiid, he is in the game tonight for the Sixers. So I will keep you updated on that game as it goes along. So here we go. And now, we got 8:25 left here in the first quarter. Ravens coming out for their second offensive drive. But so far, the Ravens, they've been struggling. They're dealing with injuries going into this matchup. And here we go. Lamar Jackson back to take the pass. Jackson on first down. And he hands it off, and it's going to be a gain of a couple. And Hill gets a gain of 4, it looks like. But that will bring up a second down. So after gain of 4, 2nd and 6, and that was the most yards the Ravens have gotten on an offensive play without penalty to assist them. Yeah, Greg Roman, who's the offensive coordinator. He's in his 4th season as the offensive coordinator. That'll bring up a 2nd and 6. Get 2 running backs, 1 tight end, 2 wide receivers. Jackson on 2nd down, forced to get rid of it quickly. He gets it off to Duvernay, who gets just shy of the 1st down marker. So now it'll be 3rd and 1 for the Ravens there after Lamar's completion to Duvernay. The Ravens, though, they're missing some of their best weapons here. So far, it's been a bit of a struggle offensively. Here we go. So 3rd and 1, you got 2 running backs, 2 tight ends, wide receiver. Duvernay's the only wide receiver. You got Hill, Richard, running back, Likely, and Oliver set up at tight end. And they're going to give to the fullback. And he's going to get it by the hairs of his chinny chin chin. He gets the ball past the 1st down marker. And the Ravens will pick up their 2nd 1st down of the game and keep this drive alive. Richard pushes through. And right now, though, Patrick Rickard, 3-time Pro Bowler, moving in motion to his left, moving back to his right. There we go. 1st down, Lamar. Back to pass. He's got some time. And he finds Deshaun Jackson, the former Eagle, who picks up a 1st down. So Deshaun Jackson, who's still around, he's still floating around from team to team, is able to get the 1st down for the Ravens. And now here comes Deshaun to the sideline after that play. Deshaun Jackson now has 633 career receptions with that. And he has over 11,000 receiving yards. Here we go. 1st down to give to Drake. And Drake picks up a nice gain on 1st down. And that's going to be his 4-yard gain. Get Deshaun Jackson, the former 3-time Pro Bowler. He's been a special teams return specialist throughout his career. It's a nice gain there. Here we go. Now it's 2nd and 6. You got 2 wide receivers, Robertson, Crochet the 2nd. You got Drake at running back, 2 tight ends. Nope, it's not going to go to Drake. Jackson's going to try to move with it, but he's going to be a sea of defensive linemen from the Saints. He's going to get dragged down for a sack. Now it'll be 3rd and 8. So now on 3rd and 8, Jack Lamar, you look at the replay, had that opportunity to throw it. He had his opportunity, but he didn't go for it. Now this will bring up 3rd and 8. So on 3rd and 8, Lamar back to throw. Pass complete. It's to Crochet, and he gets the 1st down for the Ravens and helps keep the drive alive with 4:13 and counting in the 1st quarter. So now the Ravens are putting together an offensive drive, slowly marching into Saints territory. Now they're past midfield. They've managed to pick up 2 1st downs. They've gotten their feet wet a little bit in this game. And now it gives this Baltimore Ravens an opportunity here. Move down the field here. But so far, Ravens are adjusting on this drive. Here's Lamar. He's going to hand it off on 1st down, but it's going to get dropped behind the line for a loss. And right now, you're talking about a nice linebacker move. And Demario Davis Brings him down behind the line for a loss. That's the second time Davis has made a tackle for a loss here this game. He's been a second-team All-Pro back-to-back seasons. 2019 first-year All-Pro, Demario Davis, a key piece of that Saints defense. That brings up 2nd and 13. Lamar back to pass. Throws. Pass caught over the middle. And Demarcus Robinson makes the catch, but he's going to be shy of the first down marker. So that brings up a 3rd and 1 here for the Baltimore Ravens. We take a look at Demarcus Robinson. He moves. He slants to the outside. He's able to get, he goes up, runs straight, then slants a little bit close to the first down marker to get one-on-one and get some separation. Picks up the first down. Now you got Duvernay, number 13, the only wide receiver in. Ravens quickly looking. Snap the ball. They got 3 seconds on the play clock. And on 3rd down, Lamar's going to take off himself. But he's going to take a hit. He's going to pick up the first down on his own. After faking the give, he rolls to his left, picks up the yardage for the first down. So you got Picard in there, the fullback. You got Ricard, the fullback. He's in there. Key piece right there to blocking right here to give Lamar Jackson some room. And that'll be 1st and 10. Saints are they're moving in Saints territory. Here we go. First down, Lamar fakes running in. He throws it. And the Ravens score the first touchdown. Lickley gets the touchdown. Isaiah Lickley, 24-yard reception. And the Baltimore Ravens score first in this game late in the first quarter. So Isaiah Lickley, the rookie, his 2nd career touchdown. As we take a look at the replay, Lamar, he rolls to his right. He looks like he's going to hand it off, but he sees the line closing in on him. He sees open room for Lickley, who was to his right, and he gets the ball to the open man for the touchdown. So the Ravens go 11 plays, 76 yards, and Justin Tucker makes it 7-0 with the extra point. And the Ravens take 11 play drive, take some time off the clock, and get in the end zone and give themselves the lead here with 1:23 left in the first quarter. So the Baltimore Ravens score first. New Orleans Saints will have to come on next. Right now, I'm going to grab a sip of water. So if you're tuning in, don't go anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to mute the mic for a second, grab a sip of water, and I'll be right back. So a nice drive there for the Baltimore Ravens. Way to march downfield, take some time off the clock, and build some momentum in their way to score the first points of the game. But now the pressure's on the New Orleans Saints behind Andy Dalton to do something. You know, Andy Dalton so far, he's had a solid statistical season, but Dalton has struggled. But despite that, the Saints have still struggled. Well, Dalton's put together a solid statistical season. He hasn't done anything to break the game open. and light the world on fire. But that's been typical of Andy Dalton right there through his career. And Dalton, though, so he did have 2 touchdowns last week, 117 passer rating against the struggling Raiders. But then he also threw 3 picks against the Cardinals in that Thursday night game on October 20th. So now Lamar Jackson's the first player with 100 passing touchdowns and 4,000 rushing yards in any 5-year span. The first player in NFL history to pull that feat off. And he gets a congratulations hug from Harbaugh on the sideline. And there goes the punt, or the kickoff. Justin Tucker kicks it off. And Shaheed returns it for the Saints. But he doesn't get very far. And now we got yet another brief 30-second commercial right now. So now Lamar Jackson, though, he's a human highlight reel for sure. I mean, you're talking, here you are. So this is year 5 right here. So he started in 2018, came in the second half of the season, helped lead the Ravens to AFC North Division win there, but they fell short against the Chargers at home in the playoffs. Following season 2019, Lamar is the MVP. Then 2020, the Ravens, they struggled a little bit at the mid stages, but they turned it around late, got hot late in the season, started winning some games, beat the Titans in the opening round of the playoffs. 2021, it started off hot, but then injuries derailed that team late in the season. And this year they're struggling with injuries again, but we'll see how the Ravens go through this time. You got Taysom Hill lining up at QB. He's going to try to run with it. He breaks a tackle, but then eventually gets dragged out of bounds after a couple yards, and there is a flag. So there is a penalty flag on the field. So it will be a holding call on Cesar Ruiz, the third-year man, number 51. So there you go. He got the holding call right there on the block, but that'll back him up 10 yards and call him the replay first down, 1st and 20, their own 10. Saints are deep in their own territory. They have 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, 1 running back. Dalton tries to throw it, but it's batted at the line. And Calais Campbell knocks it down. They brought the heat on that one. Now bring up a 2nd and 20. Perez Campbell comes in, knocks it down at the line as Dalton throws it up. Impressive bat by Campbell. Calais Campbell, oldest defensive player to take a snap this year at 36 years old in his 15th season. So you got Kamara's the only back. Once again, 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. You got Taysom Hill lines up at tight end. And he throws it. Dalton gets it off to Kamara. Picks up a nice game, but it's still going to be shy of the first down marker. And that'll bring up a 3rd and long. It goes Kamara. Takes it. Ooh, nice kick. Kamara bobbled it, but he managed to hold on to it. Gets the reception. And that'll be 3rd and 8 for the New Orleans Saints. So on 3rd and 8, the Saints will set back. Dalton drops back to pass. He steals the heat, and he's going to get dropped again. And the Ravens continue to bring heat. Justin Houston, the veteran, makes the sack, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. When we start the second quarter, the Saints will punt the ball. And this Ravens defense, they've been blitzing all throughout the first quarter, and it's helped them out. They forced the Saints to punt the ball twice, and the second quarter will start with the New Orleans Saints punt after the commercial break. So right now, that's where we stand right now, going into the start of the second quarter. Ravens are up 7-0. Okay, and we are back here for the start of the second quarter. So the Saints will punt on 4th and 16 back in their own territory. Saints will punt the ball just outside the end zones. Gill can punt it. Dunvery back to return but the ball will take a bounce to the Ravens' own 32. And that's where Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens, will start their third offensive drive of this game and the first offensive drive of the second quarter. So now Lamar Jackson, and we get a graphic from ESPN of Lamar Jackson as a one-man band making music with the drums and trombone. Yeah, ESPN's always got some interesting graphics for its Monday night games. Lamar Jackson, 5 for 5 on the last drive to 5 different receivers. But now we'll see how they start this drive, and they're going to start it with a run. And it's to Drake, who gets a gain of a couple there. And that'll bring up a second there. So highest yards per rush, first 8 games of the season. Lamar Jackson, 7.4 in 2022. Beatty Feathers in 1934 with 8.8. And Jim Brown in 1963 with 7.3. Here we go. It's 2nd and 6. 1 running back, 1 tight end, 3 wide receivers. Deshaun Jackson, Dunvery, and Prochet the second. And here we go. And the give goes again to Drake on 2nd and 6, but only get a gain of 1. And that'll bring up a 3rd and long. So now on 3rd and 4, the Ravens will come into the. So the Ravens will start till 3rd and 4. They got to try to get a touchdown out of it. There we go. They got 2 running backs now. Ricard, the fullback, in the block. Jackson back by himself. Sends Drake in motion. Quick screen to Drake. Who picks up enough yardage for the first down before getting pushed out of bounds. And the Ravens will keep this drive alive with another first down. And so far, the Saints have only picked up one first down offensively, and that was through a penalty. Well, the Ravens have picked up, on their second and third drive, they picked up several first downs. That second drive was a long drive that led to the touchdown. Now they pick up their first down. The third drive, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, 2 wide receivers. He's going to give it. Well, Jackson's going to hand it off to Drake, who's going to get a gain of 2, it looks like, running to his right. 2nd and 8. In breaking news, McKinney for the Giants, safety, has been put on injured reserve. Reserve/non-football list means Giants will miss. He'll at least miss 4 games with them. You got Rashawn Gary, linebacker for the Packers. He has a torn ACL out for the season, so there's some updates right now. I'm seeing them on the bottom of my screen on TV. Josh Allen's elbow is being evaluated for collateral damage and related nerves. So on 2nd and 9, Lamar back, throws the deep, nearly intercepted. Tried to throw to Marcus Robinson in double coverage. Ooh, Lamar got lucky. He looked like he overthrew that a little bit there. And as we they see he tried to throw that, but the double coverage, but it looked like it was overthrown before the Saints had a shot intercepting it. So it's 3rd and 9. So 3rd and 9, Ravens 4 for 5 on 3rd downs. Ravens are looking to convert again. Lamar Jackson, he's going to get sacked. No, he holds on to it. Well, he lost the ball, gets it back up. Play's still alive. He tries to throw it up in the air. Tries for Deshaun Jackson, deep ball, but it's broken up. Deshaun Jackson had a shot at it, but it was breaking up. Let's take a look, replay. So Lamar dropped back to pass. He felt the heat coming. He got away from the sack, lost the ball, got a hand on it again, rolled to his right to escape the blitz. He saw Deshaun Jackson, tried to get it his way, was nicely covered there. And then Jordan Stout will have to punt it on 4th down. It's going to be a fair catch called for. It's inside the Saints' own 25. So the Saints will take over after 3 and outs, hoping to make better on their 4th drive and at least get on the board here in this Monday Night Football matchup. We got a commercial here. We got a barefoot commercial. Who was that? Was that Mike Tice? Because an actor, I'm not sure who that is. Is a guy in a purple shirt. I'm just looking up the commercials, just trying to fill some time more at commercial break. I'm not sure who that was on that right there. The Barefoot Sellers commercial. Who was that? So it's actually some actor named Maurice Meredith. I'm not sure who that actor is. Just out of curiosity. Well, we're at commercial break, killing some time. All right, so right now I'm 45 minutes into it, guys. Okay, if anyone's going to be coming into this, please do me a favor. Drop a like. Help out with the algorithm. Subscribe for new to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you know if I upload a new vid. And you can vote on the poll. The poll's still up, asking who you got winning tonight's game. Simple question right there. It's free. It don't cost a thing. So on Sunday in Germany, you're going to have the Bucks and Seahawks in Munich, Germany. Right now, taking a look right here. We still only have one like on the stream. We got to get those likes up somehow. We got to get some more people that are coming through, dropping likes on that stream if you're coming in. Right there. Now, we only have one like on YouTube, folks. That's all. Just one. We need to get those likes up while we're still at it here. Help push it out there. So it's 1st and 10 right here. Saints have had 3 punts right now. Here they go. Saints, 1st down. Nice completion. Excuse me. You got Trotman gets a gain of 8 on 1st down off the quick pass by Dalton. They'll bring up a 2nd and 2. Now the key here. So Dalton so far 4 for 6, 42 yards, but they have been unable so far, the Saints, to actually get any points on the board. And now we got a penalty. And it's going to be a false start against the Saints. That is not what the New Orleans Saints needed. So it's a 5-yard penalty to back them up. We got people just tuning in. Do me a favor, drop a like. It helps out the algorithm. Feel free to vote on the poll. Simple question asking, who you got winning tonight's game? So right now, the Saints again give up another penalty. I mean, and you got Taysom Hill lining up as quarterback, but all these penalties are killing the Saints right now. They keep giving up penalties. That's one of the reasons they're stuck in the position they're at 3 and 5. So Hill, he lines up a QB, tries to hand it off, but it's going to be a loss. It's going to be a loss of 2 on 3rd down. So you got Davenport. They hand it off to him, but he goes down behind the line for a loss. So now it's 3rd and 8. So with Hill at quarterback, they've ran 45 times, passed 8 times. They've just been trying the gadget play though. Now they're going to go back to Dalton. And now we get a whistle. It might be an offside against the Ravens. Possibly Justin Houston, the veteran. And it will be a neutral zone infraction. So that'll make it, if the neutral zone infraction by Justin Houston, it'll make it a shorter 3rd down for the Saints. But the New Orleans Saints still have to convert here on 3rd and 3. So 3rd and 3. Here we go. You got 3. Dalton throws a quick pass to Johnson, but he's going to get tackled immediately. He only threw the ball past the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a 1-yard gain on 3rd and 3 and bring up a 4th and 2. And now the New Orleans Saints will have to punt away again. So not what the Saints were looking for, to have to punt again on their 4th straight drive down 7-0. Saints were clearly looking for points. They were unable to deliver. So Blake Gilkin will have to punt it again. So for Duvernay, punts to Duvernay, which is a better punt, but so it's a 51-yard punt. And after the fair catch by Duvernay, Ravens will take over again, looking to add to their lead here in the 2nd quarter. And I need you guys on YouTube, if you're just coming into the stream right here, please do me a favor. Drop a like when you come in on YouTube. It's free. It don't cost a thing. All you have to do is simply click that like button. And that's all. All I'm asking you guys to do is to drop a like for me when you come in. Here we go. And we just get an ad for next Monday night. It will be the Philadelphia Eagles against the Washington Commanders. Next week on Monday Night Football. And if anyone's coming in right there, do me a favor, drop a like to help show your support for the channel. It's free. It don't cost a thing. So right now, if you're not following along with this game right now, so far it's a low-scoring affair here. As you can tell, second quarter, Ravens scored a touchdown on their second drive. But outside of that, it's been a bunch of punts so far in this game. Right now, we're at commercial break, and the Ravens will take over when we return from the commercial break, looking to increase their lead. Well, the Saints have had no luck thus far being able to pick up first downs and keep drives going, and they've been forced to punt 4 straight drives now. So we will see what Lamar Jackson and company does offensively when they get back out on the field. Meanwhile, for the New Orleans Saints, their defense has got to step up, and they got to make something happen. And right now, we just got more commercials right here. This is a local commercial. We're waiting for the return from commercial break so we can get back to the game. And speaking of breaks at halftime, I will be taking a short break. I'll be putting some music in the background and muting my microphone during halftime. And then I'll be back at the start of the second half. So we got 9:05 left here in the second quarter here. Ravens take over at their own 19. After the punt, here we go. Lamar back to pass. He's got some time. Tries to throw it deep, but he overthrows his receiver, Lickley, the rookie. And that's been a thing with Lamar Jackson. So far, he's made several mistakes of overthrowing his receivers. And that's one of the reasons why the Ravens were hesitant to give Lamar Jackson that big contract. The Ravens are like, look, we respect Lamar Jackson, his work he's done, but there's still plenty of mistakes that he makes that makes us wonder, is he really worth giving that big extension to? And this could put the Ravens in an awkward situation where they're unsure what to do at the end of the season. And here we go on second down. Jackson passes again. He does get it to Deshaun Jackson, who gets the completion and the first down. So now Deshaun Jackson, the veteran, has 2 first. But there is a penalty. It's going to be an eligible man downfield, and it's going to come back. So we get an eligible man downfield against Moses, the tackle. Oh, that's terrible right there. Oh. That is not what we needed. That is not what the Ravens needed here. They had a first down, but it was called back after a careless mistake. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 15 for the Baltimore Ravens here. There you go. Lamar back. Looking. Now he's going to have to get rid of it. He's going to get sacked. He manages to get the pass off. It's going to be a screen pass. As Lamar Jackson, he hung on, avoided the sack, got the screen off. And that was a nice completion there. Lamar Jackson managed to make something out of that play and avoid the sack. But that will bring up a 3rd and 8. It was 2nd and 15, so that was a 7-yard gain on the completion. So now the Ravens thus far 4 for 6 on 3rd down. They're going to need to convert again. They're going to need 9 to have a fresh set of downs here. And Lamar is back to pass again. He throws it. It's a screen to his tight end. And it will be for a 1st down. So that's a completion for 18 yards to Olave. Oliver, the tight end who's filling in for the injured Mark Andrews. And the Ravens have a fresh set of downs. Thanks to Oliver's catch and run for the 1st down. And if you're just tuning into the stream right now, new viewers, do me a favor, just drop a like. It's easy, it's free, it don't cost a thing. There's still that poll you're more than welcome to vote on. I'll leave that open as long as the game's within reach. It's only 1-score game. And on 1st down, Lamar's going to roll to his right after faking the handoff. He's going to get a couple yards before he gets pushed out of bounds. And he did get a block from Lickley. But he was able to get a decent gain there, though, on 1st down as he was pushed out of bounds. And that'll be a 2nd down. So it's 2nd and 4 after the gain of 6. Now 2nd and 4 with 6:40 and counting in the 1st half. So here we go, Lamar. And the handoff goes to Hill. He only gets a gain. It looks like he only gets a gain of 1. That'll bring up a 3rd down. 3rd and 3. The Ravens need 3 yards to pick up a 1st down and keep this drive going. It's got a little over 6 minutes left in the half. We got the crowd here at the Superdome trying to make some noise, rally the Saints behind them. Go. Get motion. And here we go. Jackson, he takes off, goes to his right, keeps it himself, and he picks up a 1st down. That's the 3rd down conversion of this drive. We get another nice block right here. Take a look right here. Oh. And as he rolls to his right, he had some open lane and a nice block to his right. And Lamar Jackson picks up the 1st down. So yeah, gains of 10+ yards on 31% of his runs this season for Lamar Jackson. And here we go. 1st down. Jackson throws it. Pass is complete for a 1st down. It's to Matthew. No, wait. Excuse me. Who was it to? So he throws the pass, and it is a 1st down for the Ravens, and they're in scoring territory, though. So the Baltimore Ravens are moving with it. Now the 1st down right here. So Ravens converting again. Here we go. 1st 10. Lamar Jackson back to pass. Throws toward the end zone. He slightly overthrows Robinson. Ooh, and Lamar Jackson. Ooh, some of his throwing mechanics. He's been throwing the ball a little too high on those deep balls right there. I mean, he had his guy open in the end zone, but he threw it too high. So Lamar, he had some room to throw. He got rid of it while he still had room in the pocket, but he overthrew Robinson. And it's an incomplete pass. So right now, we have an injury right now. And you got Taylor, the rookie for the Saints, is down. And the Saints, they've had a lot of injuries at corner. Yo, MK, thanks for the shout out. That's right. I got 200, I'm up to 200 subs right now. Thank you for the shout out. If you're still there, how are the Sixers doing right now? Because I know they're playing the Suns right now. So if you're still there, asking how are they up? And right now we go to another commercial break as we got an injury timeout right here. And the Ravens, they are within territory, but we'll see what happens there with the rookie Taylor. He was down, and we'll have to see what happens. And here we go as we're at commercial break. And to give you guys a heads up that at halftime, I will be pausing the stream briefly. Or not pausing the stream, excuse me. I'll be muting my mic briefly. And then I'll be putting some music in the background during the commercial break. So right now we still got some time. Right now, we still got some time right here. We're over an hour into the stream right now. We're at commercial break. We'll see what happens with the rookie Taylor when they come back from commercial break. We'll check on his status. So right now, we are back from the commercial break, and right now, obviously, the irony of we're getting a look here. They're showing clips, photos from the Super Bowl 47 Ravens victory over the San Francisco 49ers, which was in New Orleans, ironically. So here we go. John Harbaugh, the one remaining piece of that Ravens team, still there a decade later. So now on 2nd and 10, the injury, we're back. And Taylor, we still don't have we'll keep an eye out for an update on Taylor's injury and report on it when I have the information, when I have more information about it. Now on 2nd and 10, it's Lamar, fakes the handoff. He's going to take it himself. He's going to pick up a first down on the ground. And the Ravens are in the red zone right now. It's a little over 4 minutes in the first half. Ravens are on the verge of increasing their lead. So Lamar Jackson runs with it. Gets away from Davenport. He continues running. And he picks up that first down. First and 10, Lamar Jackson, 9 for 15, 110 yards, 1 touchdown, 39 rushing yards tonight. There we go. And Jackson, he's going to hand it off. Oh, he's going to fake the give to Drake and try to run again, but he gets stopped almost immediately. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 10 as he gets right back to the line of scrimmage on that run attempt. We got a little over 3 minutes left in the half. So right now, the Ravens, they're still managing to move down the field without some of their key players. But to be fair, the Saints, it's kind of an even matchup despite that because the Saints are dealing with their injuries as well. So for the Ravens, yes, they have to go in there without some of their key players, but the same goes for the Saints here. And there goes the pass, short pass. And it's complete for the first down. It'll be out of bounds, 1st and goal for the Baltimore Ravens. There we go. We got Kenyon Drake gets the reception. He takes the hit by White, but he goes out of right. Hey, he gets out of bounds, and he's got a 1st and goal. We got a little over 2 minutes left here in the first half right now. Got 2:10 and counting. Ravens will have to get off one more play for the 2-minute warning as the play clocks come down. They just barely get the play off. And it's going to be Kenyon Drake running it up the middle. 2 yards for the touchdown to get the Ravens their second touchdown. And we see a funny bit of a Ravens fan, a Saints fan sitting next together. Ravens fan seems to be a lot more hyped, obviously. And here we go. So the Ravens increase their lead. It goes 13-0. Here we go. The extra point is up, and it is good. And now, it's exactly at the 2-minute warning, the Baltimore Ravens are leading the New Orleans Saints by a score of 14-0. So I'll be right back in a moment. Okay, now I'm back after briefly having to step away for a minute. And I'm at the 2-minute warning. And back just in time for the kickoff as Justin Tucker will kick it away and boot it into the back of the end zone for a touchback where the Saints will take over at their own 25. So the Saints, they got to get something going this drive. They got to get something going here. Bottom line here, the New Orleans Saints just have to score right here. So right now, here he goes. First down. Dalton throws, batted at the line. That'll be an incomplete pass. Aduku bats it away. So here we go now. Here we go. So now 2nd and 10. Dalton gives it off to Kamara. Kamara moving with. Kamara picks up a solid gain. It'll be a gain of 9. So they'll bring up a 3rd down. So 3rd and 1. The Saints are trying to hurry up, but they also do have all 3 of their timeouts. They could call a timeout right now, stop the clock if they want to. But then again, Dalton sneaks up the middle, gets the 1st down, and the Saints might decide now to call their timeout. But there is an injury, though. The Saints player slow to get up, and I don't know what. I mean, I thought the Saints would have called a timeout by now, but they haven't. New Orleans Saints have yet to call a timeout. So the Saints, but there will be an injury, though, that'll take away a timeout for the Saints. It's the center. Eric McCourton's down. But we're going to have to take, well, they'll take commercial break, and we'll see where it happens when they come back from break. So we have another injury. Right? So we have an injury here. The Saints, I mean, they dealt with a lot of injuries this season. They can't afford to be losing more players. This is not what they needed here. So the Saints, hopefully. So right now we're at commercial break right now. And at the half, again, I will be pausing this. I will be putting down the stream temporarily. And I will be. So I will be doing that at halftime. So right now. So right now we're back from commercial. Eric McCoy, he's coming off the bench slow. And he was the center, so this does not look good for the Saints right here because they need to keep everyone as healthy as they can. They got Michael Thomas is out for the season on injured reserve. Got some of their other key weapons out. Obviously, they've got to do something here. So here we go. So 1st and 10. Dalton rolling to his right. He throws a bullet for a 1st down. And the clock keeps counting. But the Saints, they not get out of bounds, but they got to call timeout. They got 2 timeouts left. They're trying to go no huddle, but they have time to stop the clock. And if you're the Saints, you want to score here. I understand the Saints get the ball back in the second half, but you want to score here on this drive, get a touchdown here, then come back on first drive of the second half and score some more points there. The Saints, they're taking their time right now. They need to move faster than that. 39 seconds left in the half. And there is the pass. It is complete. And the Saints finally call a timeout with 33 seconds left. And they're moving with it. So far, pretty impressive. Saints finally called that first timeout. They had their first timeout came due to an injury, was their first called timeout, so they have one left. So right now it's 1st and 10 right now. So here we go. Dalton throws it to Kamara. He gets dropped. He gets a gain of 1. And you got Roquan Smith brings in Kamara down. There'll be 2nd and 9, 25 seconds left. The Saints got to do something. Here we go. 2nd and 9. So here we go. You got Jason Pierre-Paul's coming out limping right now. So right now, here we go. Back to pass. Dalton, 2nd and 9. And the pass is complete for a first down to Olive. And he keeps the drive going. He gets out of bounds to stop the clock with 20 seconds left in the half. Oh, here we go. Nice reception by Olive. Gets both feet in bounds. Steps out of bounds untouched. So what an awesome move right there. So here we go. 1st and 10, 20 seconds left. First down. Dalton looking to the end zone. Fires. He has an open man, but he overthrew it off the hands. Bring up a 2nd and 10. 15 seconds left in the half. There's Callaway. He went for it, but it was off Callaway's hands there. Number 1, he jumped off forward, but he could not get it. Here we go. 2nd and 10. Here we go. Dalton quickly looking for the end zone again. Trying to draw contact. It looked like there was contact from Marlon Humphrey, but they're not going to call a flag on it. So Marlon Humphrey. Oh, it's going to be. It looked like it should have been a flag against Marlon Humphrey for pass interference, but but they didn't call it right there. So on 3rd and 10, Dalton draws back pass. 10 seconds left. Trying for the end zone again. To no avail. Incomplete. So I'll bring up a 4th down. That'll force the Saints to go for a field goal just to get on the board before the end of the half. So here we go. The 33-yard try is good, and that'll be the end of the first half. So now the Saints do get on the board. They were hoping for a touchdown. They only get a field goal. So that'll bring us to halftime with the score Ravens 14, Saints 3. Saints will get the ball to start the second half. And as promised, I will take a quick break at half. And I'll be back for more play-by-play for the second half. Welcome back, and I'm back for the start of the second half. I see right now we get 3 votes on the poll right now. So we got 2 votes for the Ravens, 1 vote for the Saints on who's going to win tonight's game. So far, that is the score at halftime. It is 14-3. Ravens up over the Saints. So now we're going to see what happens here in the third quarter. So the Saints, they struggle offensively due to a factor of holding calls, and they've been unable to convert on third down. But then late in the first drive, the Saints were able to move the ball downfield. They get more out of it. They were trying to go for a touchdown in the first half, but they were forced to settle for a field goal. Nice. Dan corrected. It's actually the Ravens that'll be receiving to start the second half. And there it goes, back into the end zone for a touchback. So the Ravens will take over to start the second half. We're seeing a live interview with Dennis Allen, Saints head coach. Dennis Allen gives the standard rah-rah coach losing at halftime. We got to get back in the game, play better. We'll see if that happens here. And on first down, the Ravens hand it off to Kenyon Drake to start the second half. Picks up a solid gain on first down. That brings up a second down. Here we go. That brings us 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2. There goes the give again to Drake on second down. He picks up a nice run and a first down. Longest run of the night for Kenyon Drake, the former Dolphin and former Raider. So Drake's able to get a block. It's a nice block there from Moses, the left tackle, and he follows the blocks, follows the open lane, and gets a nice run for a first down. So on 1st and 10, the Ravens looks like they're continuing this drive right where they left off in the first half. Here we go. So the play clock's winding down. Ravens going to take a quick snap. It's going to go to Drake again, who also picks up a nice run there. So Kenya and Drake. But we do have a flag down, though. We'll see who the call's against. So we get a holding call. It's against Moses, or it's actually against Ronnie Stanley right there, who gets the holding called out, putting it back 10 yards. So bring back a first down. Anytime that, if you start to notice me pausing my voice, those of you that are watching, I'm muting the TV every time there's a penalty so I can hear the referees. And I don't want to take a chance of getting a copyright strike. So that's why I'm muting the microphone on the StreamYard. So if you notice me stopping for a second when there's a penalty, it's because I temporarily muted my microphone so I could hear without the risk of a copyright strike. So that's the explanation there. If anyone's wondering, going 1st and 20. Ravens after the penalty. Jackson tries to throw his first throw of the half. It's complete to Hill. And he picks up a decent gain right there on first down. But after the holding call, which backed it up to 1st and 20, it's going to be a 2nd and 11 after the 9-yard gain instead of a 2nd and 1. Wait a minute, and we're hearing that there's going to be a low, it looks like there's going to be a low hit call there on Roach for hitting Lamar Jackson below the knee. And that's going to be a flag against Malcolm Roach for roughing the passer. We could clearly tell by the replay, he hit him below the knee. And he was diving just as he got rid of the ball. And that was not a smart move right there. I mean, with roughing the passer calls nowadays, I always say, my thing is, I'll judge when I get a look at it and decide if I thought it was roughing the passer or not. Because there's so many ticky-tack calls in the NFL with roughing the passer that sometimes you never know. But I saw it there. Yeah, that was not a necessary hit. He didn't need to dive. Jackson was already getting rid of the ball when he dove. Not necessary. And we get Hill runs it on first down after the penalty and picks up a nice gain. Brings up the 2nd and short. And Lamar Jackson, so far he's done a solid job there in this game. But Lamar Jackson, I mean, he has hit it overthrown a couple times, though. I mean, Jackson, we know he can make some plays on his feet, but he's made a few questionable throws, especially deep balls. And Jackson, he's going to try to run it here on 2nd and 1. He does. Picks up the first and rolls to his right and slides out of bounds wisely to avoid the hit. And Lamar Jackson once again making a play with his feet. I said just as this game was starting, I was thinking with Lamar Jackson missing some of his main weapons, he was going to try to have to make some plays with his feet, and that's what he's been doing here. So on 1st and 10, so on 1st and 10, the Ravens come back out. So far, they're moving down the field pretty well. So they're just shy of the red zone, 1 first down shy of the red zone. Jackson to Ricard, the fullback. Picks up a decent gain there, is able to get a stiff arm on Tyrann Mathieu and get a few extra yards after that. So now it'll be a 2nd down and 6 after a 4-yard gain for Ricard. Going the Ravens in the huddle again. There we go. We got Lickley in their receiver. Jackson make a move, send him a notion. Lamar Jackson's going to take off. He's going to pick up a 1st down. It'll be right out the marker about. It'll be a 3rd and short. After the 1st down. So that'll be it's only 3rd and 1 now for the Ravens. Here we go. 1st down. Now it is a 1st down. And here we go. Go right now. So now we got a break right now. As we're taking a look right here. So most career rushing yards by QB got Lamar Jackson past Steve Young. Lamar's got 4,278 rushing yards on his career. Ahead of him are Russell Wilson, Randall Cunningham, Cam Newton, and Michael Vick for most career rushing yards by a quarterback. So Lamar has passed Steve Young in that regard tonight. I mean, ultimately, you knew as time went along that was going to change. I mean, Steve, it says the years went along, the Michael Vicks, the Cam Newtons, the Russell Wilsons of the world came along, that Steve Young's record would disappear. There we go. So on 1st and 10. So here we go. 1st and 10. Lamar moving, rolling to his left, trying to get his feet set. And, he tries to squeeze into his tight end, but it was incomplete. Well played there by the Saints defense. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 10. And so they are inside the red zone, a little bit around the Saints 15. Jackson had time. He tried to get rid of it. So bring up a 2nd and 10. There we go. Lamar hands off to Kenyon Drake. Gets a gain of a couple there on 2nd down. That'll bring up a 3rd down. As Davenport makes the tackle there for the Saints. That brings up a 3rd and 8. So here we go. We got 3rd and 8. So here we go right there. So 3rd and 8. On there now, the Ravens looking to obviously get back and get in the end zone again. Score more points. Here we go. Lamar back to pass. He's getting rushed. He's going to have to get rid of it. And he throws it to the ground. He tried to get it off to a receiver, but he was unable to, as he had tons of pressure in his face. and the Ravens will be forced to settle for a field goal. So you got Lamar Jackson. He's able to move to his left, get Mario Davis to miss. But Lamar Jackson briefly laid on the ground in frustration, but that'll bring in Justin Tucker. So Tucker, this will be a 32-yarder, and this should be a chip shot field goal here for Justin Tucker. As Tucker, the kick lines up, Tucker's kick, and it squeezes through the left upright and good. Squeeze through on the right upright, I should say. So now the Ravens are now up 17-3 over the New Orleans Saints, and right now, so we're at a commercial break right now. The Saints will take over for their first drive of the second half. So far, they've been unable to do anything. So far, Lamar's 12 for 20 passing, 133 yards and 1 touchdown, 8 carries, 52 yards. Kenyon Drake, 10 carries, 35 yards. Drake had his best drive running the ball. They're on the previous drive. He did have Deshaun Jackson. He picked up a first down on this. Deshaun Jackson, though, he's not staying in the game for any long period at all. He's just coming in for a play or two and coming out. And right now, Andy Dalton, he's 10 for 16 passing right now, but majority of those have been short passes. But he's also gotten sacked several times, too. They're able to convert on third down. You got Kamara on 5 carries at 15 yards, average 3 yards per carry. Ravens defense done a decent job shutting down Alvin Kamara. So right now, there's still been no turnovers yet right there. There was, because the one interception we got in the first half by the Ravens was called back due to a penalty. So it did not count. So right now, that's where we stand. At 8:25 left in the third quarter. It is 17-3. Ravens on top. Saints will take over for their first drive of the second half. They're looking to get a touchdown out of this, and they need to stay in this game. They're down by 14 points right here. So they're down 2 touchdowns. You got to score a touchdown here if you're the Saints, because you don't know at this point, how much faith can you honestly have in your defense if you're the New Orleans Saints? At this point, I don't see you guys having any faith in that defense at all, the way this game's been going thus far, but we will have to see what happens. And now we're back. So now the Justin Tucker will kick it away here, and he kicks it deep into the back of the end zone for a touchback. So we keep the touchbacks going here. And considering that considering that's in a dome, obviously there's going to be some kick touchbacks here. You're obviously going to have numerous times. So the Saints will take over at their own 25. Here we go. First down, 10. Dalton, pass, nice. So the rookie Olave gets the pad completion on the first down for a decent gain right there. If the quick pass by Dalton. But now that brings up a 2nd and 3 after a gain of 7. So here we go now. It's on 2nd and 3. So here goes the give to Kamara. Kamara up the middle. And he picks up A nice game. So Alvin Kamara with his best run of the night thus far, and he picks up a first down right there. Good gain of 10. Nice run by Alvin Kamara. And here we go. So first down now after the run by Kamara. It's Taysom Hill lining up at QB. He's going to try to throw it. And he completes the first down to Olive, the rookie. And the Saints got several first downs on this drive right now. The New Orleans Saints are moving with it right now. So they're starting to build some momentum now offensively here. In the first half, they struggled to move the ball, but now the New Orleans Saints have picked up a couple first downs on this drive. They're fresh off a field goal on their previous drive. And here you go. You got Chris Olive leads for yards of rookie receivers thus far. There you go. And Hill now, he's going to once again lined up. He's going to scramble for it. Hill gets a nice gain on second down. And now here comes Andy Dalton back into the game after the gain of 6 by Hill and the completion to Olive. As the Saints still working with Taysom Hill as their gadget guy, which he's been now for a while. So Taysom Hill, 343 passing yards, 16 receiving yards, 101 passing, 43 rushing yards. I don't know if I said that correctly there, but it's 343 rushing yards, several receiving yards. But here we go. Dalton on 2nd and 4. He gets sacked, falls out, but there is a flag. So let's see what the ruling is going on here. It looked he got hit, but they're ruling that his arm was going forward, and they're calling it incomplete pass. And it looks like Harbaugh's going to challenge it here. So we're going to have our first challenge of the game. So what happens here is Andy Dalton, he gets hit. Looks like his arm was going forward, but the ball was still in his hands as he was coming down. I think it's a sack. No, it's a sack right there. And that's a sack right there on Justin Houston. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be a challenge right here. On the replay, it looked like his arm was going forward. He got hit, but he still had the ball as he was going down. It's obvious on the replay that Dalton still had the ball, therefore making it a sack. Now, considering the tuck rule, if the arm's going forward, it's an incomplete pass. We all know that famous tuck rule that happened 2 decades ago. It was technically instituted in 2002. But in this case, being that they had the ball while he was going down, it's just an obvious sack right there. So you don't have to worry about whether or not the arm was going forward and making the right call. It's a sack. Ball came out after he hit the ground. So here we go. Here we go. So right now I got another ad right here. So here we go right now. So now we still got some time. So here we go. So we still got some time right there. Here we go. And we got another ad right now, political ad. So tomorrow, I don't know, you guys All I'm going to say is I'm not going to be watching any election coverage tomorrow. I will only check to see what the results are. But I will not be tuned in to coverage for it. That's my remark. So that here we go. So right now we're at commercial break right here. We're going to come back from break. The Saints. So Ravens are challenging ruling the field. And the ruling on the field stands right there. Harbaugh was challenging that the ball carrier was down by content. Was challenging, trying to just say it was a fumble, which obviously the ruling on the field stands. I saw the replay. No doubts there. So the Ravens will be charged their first time out of the second half. You got a third game with 2+, with sacks from Justin Houston. So Justin Houston starting to come to his own. Show he still has something in the tank here with the Ravens, though. But now on 3rd and 6, Saints looking to do something desperately. Here we go. Dalton throws it. Pass complete to Olive, the rookie, for the first down. And the Saints keep this drive alive. And Saints desperately looking, need a touchdown right here. Try to get back in this game. Make it a one-score game. A field goal only makes it 17-6. A touchdown then puts you only in a one-score game. Your defense gets a stop. You get the ball back. You can tie it up. So here we go. The handoff goes to Kamara on first down and picks up a nice, solid run. So it'll be a 5-yard gain on first down. So it'll be 2nd and 5 for the Saints right now. So 2nd and 5, the Saints will take. It's coming back out. So here we go. 2nd and 5. Dalton back to pass. He gets the first down. It's complete. And the Saints continuing to move with it now. So another first down for the Saints, and they're continuing to build momentum here. So far, in this last couple drives, the Saints offense have moved with it. The first drive, last drive of the first half, they managed to get a field goal to finally get on the board. And now the Saints are putting together nice drives. So far, 8 plays, 59 yards, nearly 5 minutes. On first down, Dalton rolling to his right, tries to do something. He scrambles for a couple of yards and slides out of bounds. He'll be with inside the 15, gain of 3. So it'll be 2nd and 7. 2nd and 7 for the Saints. So we got 3 minutes left here in the third quarter. And the Saints continuing to take their time, chewing up most of the clock here on the third quarter. And here we go. And there's the give to Washington, who picks up a first down, who picks up a gain of 3 on second down. And that'll make it a 3rd and short now for the Saints, a 3rd and 4. And right now, so it's 3rd and 4 right now. Last time I checked, we had 3 votes on the poll, so I'm going to check on YouTube. See how many votes we have on that poll. We're now on 3rd and 4, though. For that 3rd and 4, ball snap, Dalton. And he's going to get sacked again. And this Ravens defense does their job on 3rd down. Again, so far we still have only 3 votes on the poll. That's it, 3? Man, if you guys are coming into the stream, please do me a favor. Vote on the poll. Right there. It's still going to leave that poll open. So here we go. So the 37-yard field goal by Lutz is good. So now with the field goal, so now the Saints, they did get down the field and score some points, but they were hoping, obviously, for a touchdown on that drive. And you make it closer, but you only make it an 11-point game now. You got to get a stop right now. You got to come back, and you got to score some more points. So here we go. Now, late in the third quarter now, the Saints, they're starting to move the ball more offensively. They're moving downfield closer, but they're unable to get in the end zone yet. If they're unable to get in the end zone, then I don't see the Saints. They're not the only chance they have of winning this game at this point is to get in the end zone. They got to get a stop defensively right here if you're the Saints. Get the ball back, get a touchdown on your next drive, convert the 2-point conversion, make it a field goal. So then you have it 17-14. Then you have the opportunity to make another stop, then come back. You could take the lead off that if you're the Saints. And by that point, you'll be in the fourth quarter at that point. If you can score on your next, get a stop, score your next possession, get another stop, get the ball back, and then score. By that point, you're in the fourth quarter. Who knows how late into the game you are at that point? You might be in good position to take away the win then if you're the Saints, if you can pull that off. But that's obviously the big if, though. They still got to get a stop first defensively and then be able to score offensively. So both things have to happen here because the Saints give up more points right here. Even if they score a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, it makes it 24-14. You're still down by 10 points. It doesn't set momentum well for your defense. And not to mention, if you're the Saints, you give up another score, you got to move fast on offense. You got to move fast on offense to get down the field, score, and not take too much time off the clock. Here we go. Dalton back. It was Marlon Humphrey who came off the left side unprotected. Of course, Dalton didn't have protection from against Humphrey, and Humphrey was able to make the sack. They were caught Dalton on his blind side. And now the Ravens will get the ball back. So far, they've had 8 pressures and 3 sacks tonight. And there's the kick. And it'll go into the end zone for another touchback. Ravens will take over at their own 25 with 1:25 left in the third quarter, up by 11 points. And next week on Monday, the Eagles, that's right, Philadelphia Eagles, will be playing against the Washington Commanders for the Monday night game next week at Lincoln Financial Field. The undefeated Eagles were 8-0 for the first time in franchise history, going against the Washington Commanders, who've started to inch in a little bit closer lately. They won 3 straight, but then narrowly lost to the Vikings yesterday to fall to 4-5. Obviously, that's a must-win for the Commanders. And for the Eagles, if you're looking to secure home field advantage, if you're the Eagles, it's a must in that position. It's a must-win, too. But that's next week on Monday. Here we go. I got Lamar Jackson on first down. He's rolling to his right. He only gets a gain of 1. He's pushed out of bounds. There we see Deshaun Jackson on the sideline. He looks drained on the sideline. Deshaun Jackson's not even in the game, but we get a look from the camera angle. I mean, he's drained on the sideline at this point. I mean, you see Deshaun Jackson, he's barely reaching in, barely going into the game. And so even when he does go in, it just, like, he's in for a play or two and then comes out. So I think at this point, it's safe to say Deshaun Jackson's best days are behind him. And here you go, Lamar, he's rolling to his right. He feels the heat. He tries to run and take off with no options, but he gets brought down And that'll bring up a 3rd and long. And this is exactly what this New Orleans Saints defense needs. They need to make a stop right here, get that ball back, and get in the end zone. So far, they've done that part, but it looks like that will be the final play of the 3rd quarter, as there was a 7-second difference between the game clock and this play clock. So obviously, and if the Ravens are going to let the clock wind down, and that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. So we come to the end of the 3rd. Ravens up 17-6. Will face a 3rd down deep in their own territory. And they're going to need to make a stop right here for the Saints defense to have any chance. And if you are the Baltimore Ravens, you want to convert that right there, get that 1st down, keep the drive alive. So right now, we still have only 3 votes on the poll. I'm leaving it open for the remainder of the game. So if any guys want to come in and vote, you still have time to do that. We still got time right here. So we're at the commercial break. So we're at a commercial break right now. Now, let's see. How many total views have we got on the stream? I'm going to take a look right now, see where we stand, see how many total views it is. So right now, subscribers, we're up 1 subscriber at 201 right now. So that's progress right there. So we made it up 1 subscriber through the stream. We got 3 votes. Right now, currently we have a total of 43 viewers came through the stream right here. And to those that did, thank you for doing so, whether you came in for 2 minutes, 5 seconds, 2 seconds, 10 minutes, an hour, however long you came in. If you came through on the stream, you're awesome for doing so. You're awesome for supporting this channel. So right now, we're getting ready for the start of the 4th quarter. There is still time to vote on the poll if you're just coming in, because the game is not completely out of reach yet. So there will still be time to vote. So here we go. We got another commercial reminding us of next week's Monday night game between the Eagles and the Commanders. But that will be next Monday night. So now here we are. We are back for the start of the 4th quarter. And it is 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10 here for the Raven. 3rd and 10. Jackson throwing. Lamar pass incomplete. It was intended for along the sidelines, but he couldn't reel it in. And that'll bring up a 4th down, a much needed stop for this defense. So now the Saints, they got what they needed. They got them to punt. Rashid Shadheim is going to return it. So he's going to make an effort to return. He gets a decent game. So he will take it down to the Saints 32. Saints will take over at their own 32 with the opportunity to pull the game within 1 score if they can get a touchdown out of this. So that's the key right now here for this New Orleans Saints team. They got to be able to move the ball downfield, get some points out of it right there. So here we go. So now for the Saints, they've managed to move a little bit. They get to get in the rhythm the past couple drives. They got a couple field goals out of it, so momentum's starting to go their way a little bit. However, they have not reached the end zone yet. So now, and remember though, too, there is a trend here. The Baltimore Ravens have blown several big leads late in the season. So there is a possibility could happen here. So there's the give to Kamara on first down. Gets a few. So that brings up a second down. So 2nd and 7 after the 3-yard gain right there. So the Saints, they got to be able to move the ball down the field right here and get to the end zone, get some points, because then you need to stop after that, though. Because you need to stop and you need to get the ball. Boom. And Dalton on first down, he throws it into coverage. Queen was covering Kamara and helped bring up an incomplete pass. So Patrick Queen makes the deflection, and that puts the Saints backs against the wall here on 3rd and 7. Queen gets in. Here we go. So 3rd and 7. Third and 7. Dalton back to Pat, and he gets dropped, and the Ravens get the sack. That's exactly what this Ravens defense needed. And Dalton comes up and goes to the sideline a little slow. But that's exactly what they needed here. Justin Houston comes through, gets the blitz, gets the Dalton, and then Campbell comes in and actually makes a sack. Houston gets the Dalton with the pressure, but just as Dalton's worried about trying to get away from Justin Houston, Campbell comes in, boom, from behind, makes the clean hit, and that'll bring up 4th down. Saints will be forced to punt, and Gilligan's going to punt it. So it'll go out of bounds. So 4 sacks right here for this Baltimore Ravens defense. They're doing an excellent job getting to the QB here, keeping them in this game. So here we go. We also get a reminder that Ray Guy, the only punter inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame who played for the Raiders, passed away. So rest in peace to Ray Guy. I'll take a moment of silence here for Ray Guy. And so that's my momentary tribute to Ray Guy, the only punter in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, while we're at commercial break. So right there, rest in peace, Ray Guy. And now for the game here live, we got the Baltimore Ravens. They got the stop against the Saints. The Saints were starting to build a little momentum with 2 drives. Both those drives going for field goals, but there on the previous drive, the Ravens defense just absolute. They did what they needed to do. They got the big sack on third down. They got the New Orleans Saints off the field. And now they'll take over on first down with 10 minutes, 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10. And here we go. They'll give. It's to Kenyon Drake. Drake's moving. Drake to his left. Makes a couple spin moves. Jukes and spins, and he gets a first down. So that's 18-yard gain for Kenyon Drake on first down. And that's the move you're looking there, right there from Kenyon Drake. Absolutely awesome move right there. And Kenyon Drake gets it past the 50. So the Ravens on first down get absolutely phenomenal run right there. And the Ravens are also going to take their time with the play clock too. Chew as much time off play clock so they can wind down the clock as well while they continue to hand the ball off and build some momentum. Okay, and Deshaun Jackson, apparently we're hearing that he has a hamstring injury. He's questionable return. And Deshaun Jackson, unfortunately, the later stage of his career has been plagued by injuries. And when it comes time for a Hall of Fame voting at the end of his career, that's going to be the one mark against him, are injuries. And let's be honest about it. I know a lot of people in my team's fan base, the Eagles fan base, are going to pull for Deshaun Jackson to go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame because of his time with the Eagles. But let's be honest. They don't just let everybody in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And those injuries, for some of those good players, injuries are usually the one thing that derails a lot of them from getting in the Hall of Fame, especially those that were good but struggle with injuries and struggle to finish full season. That's the one thing that derails some of those players from making the Hall of Fame. And I think Deshaun Jackson, if he doesn't get in, it'll be because of the injuries in the later stage of his career. And on 3rd and 2, we get a flag. But we get it. It turns out it was a timeout as they didn't blow. Harbaugh called a timeout right before the play was run. But this could be a mistake here because the play was blown dead as Lamar was dropping back because of the timeout. However, we don't know what would have happened there on that play if the Ravens would have converted or not. And if the Ravens don't convert this 3rd down, we could be possibly talking about a situation where that timeout possibly back was a mistake. So it's 3rd and 1 right now for the Baltimore Ravens. So it's 3rd and 1 now. Here we go. Lamar Jackson fakes the give to Drake. He gets the first down. He's pulling some juke moves. And he gets the first down inside the red zone. Lamar Jackson, once again, making a play with his feet. I said at the beginning of this game, with some of the best weapons on the Ravens being out of it, this game, you're going to have Lamar Jackson having to make a lot of plays with his feet. And that's exactly what he's doing here. He's made several plays with his feet by moving and keeping it going. So Lamar Jackson, 12 for 21. And here we go. The give goes to Kenyon Drake, who's also made a difference on the ground for the Ravens in the second half. Kenyon Drake's struggled to move the ball in the first half, but so far in the second half, he's been moving pretty well at the ball. He got a gain of 5 there on that previous play. So the Ravens have relied mainly on the ground game here, while the passing game has been subpar at best tonight, with the Ravens' top weapons being out. Well, the Ravens have 149 rushing yards, the Saints only 47, and that's certainly been a factor in this game right here. And we get a whistle, and might be that's going to be a delay of the game as Lamar Jackson angrily spikes the ball to the ground. And the center and Lamar Jackson, Stanley having some heated words here, but it's only heated words after that delay of the game. And Lamar, you could clearly see him spike the ball in frustration when they got caught flagged for delay of the game. And we got a right guard, and he taps we got Linderbaum, the right guard, taps the center, but no. Yeah, but obviously he didn't get the signal to get the ball off in time, so that'll now be backed up to a 2nd and 10. Backed up 5 yards for delay of the game. And the Ravens close to a second delay of the game. Lamar takes the snap, pitches it to Kenyon Drake, who goes for a loss. And that's the first disastrous run play of the second half for the Ravens. That'll bring up a 3rd and long. And even if the Ravens don't get a touchdown out of this drive, they're still in field goal range, barring a turnover or a huge loss here. They're still in possession for a field goal. And now the play clock's winding. Oh, wait a minute. Well, the clock was off right there. The TV play clock was off. It looked like it was down to just a few seconds. But it's just a technical error on behalf of the TV crew. But Lamar on 3rd and 14, he's still in the behind center. He finally snaps the ball. Quick pass. It was bobbled by Lickley. Lamar tried to throw the quick pass to Lickley, but he couldn't keep his hands on it. And he couldn't get his hands on it. He bobbled it up in the air. That could have had a chance at being intercepted. Ooh, what a lucky break for the Ravens that Lickley didn't cause an interception with bobbling that. And now they'll bring in Justin Tucker for a 41-yard field goal on 4th and 14. Now they're going to rely on their veteran kicker, Justin Tucker, to come through again, and he does with his 2nd field goal. And if you're the Baltimore Ravens, it helps. It doesn't, although you would have preferred a touchdown, because that could have possibly helped put the game away, but a field goal still helps, though. You're getting to the later stage of the 4th quarter. You're up 2 touchdowns here. You know the Saints have struggled to move the ball downfield. This is helpful, though. One moment. I'll be right back. I got to do something real quick. I'm going to mute the mic for a second. And right now, so now the Ravens, after they get that field goal, that pushes them closer to putting this game away, but it's not away yet. Ravens, though, they had a couple bad breaks, though, on that drive, though, with penalties and drop pass that may have prevented a touchdown, but they still walk away the drive with points. So right now, though, it's You got 8:31 left here in the game. Here in the fourth quarter, the Saints need to get down the field. They need to score some points and score some points fast. So here we go. Here. So we got right there, a look right there during the crush break at Byron Bernard, a New Orleans native. Showing another quick overview right there. Bernard, he's a painter right there. Got his own shop, it looks like. So they were showing that right there, which is a good cause right there. Productive work. And there's the kick out by Justin Tucker into the back of the end zone. The Saints will take over at their 25. 8:31 left in the game. Down 2 scores. Oh, in this case, if you're the Saints, you score a touchdown here, you don't need to go for 2. You can kick the field goal, make it a 7-point game, but you got to move quickly with it if you're the Saints. You got to move effectively. So on 1st and 10. 1st and 10. Dalton back. And the pass deflected at the line. Intercepted. And Justin Houston, again, the veteran, coming through with another big play. Justin Houston out there playing, showing he still has something left in the tank as he's recorded a couple tackles, a sack, and now an interception. The first turnover for the Saints, and it came at the worst time possible. Came down 2 touchdowns in their own territory. Nice deflection and pick by but you had a nice deflection there. They got bad at the line, and Justin Houston was able to grab it. So we got a nice big play for this Ravens defense. And if you have them in your fantasy league tonight, they've done pretty good right here. They've only held the Saints 2 field goals. They just got an interception. They've had 4 sacks. Justin Houston is actually on fire tonight, having an awesome game. On 1st down, they're going to hand to Drake, not Dobbs, Kenyon Drake, who's filling in with J.K. Dobbs and Gus Edwards out. And Kenyon Drake's had a pretty good night thus far running. He does pick up a gain. It appears to be a gain of 9 on 1st down, and it will be a gain of 9. So now, in 1 more yard, Saints got a 1st down. And there goes Justin Houston handing the game interception ball to a young Ravens fan in the front row, high-fiving them. And here we go. And there goes Kenyon Drake. And he gets the 1st down, bounces off a tackler, is able to get a 1st and go down. So it's 1st and goal now for the Ravens. And Justin Houston. So right now, though, the Ravens, they're going to take their time with it. And Justin Houston gets credit for the play that could have possibly won them this game. And there's Andy Dalton on the sideline, giving a blank stare into seeing what looks like into outer space, figuratively speaking. So 1st and goal. They're going to hand it off to Drake, who's in for the touchdown. And this should put it away now. I said earlier when the Ravens kicked that field goal on the previous drive, it helps, but it doesn't put the game away. And with 6:55 left, now 26-6 Ravens, pending the extra point from Justin Tucker, mind you. Right there, the extra point makes this a 21-point game. This forces the Saints to score 3 touchdowns just to have a chance. Just to have a chance with less than 7 minutes in the game. I mean, sometimes stranger things have happened, so I'm not going to say it's over yet, but it certainly is not the odds of the Saints pull off a comeback are low at this point. Let's face it, 21-point game. You need 3 touchdowns, less than 7 minutes, and you can't afford to give up any points. Is it possible? Of course it's possible. Is it unlikely? Oh, absolutely it's unlikely. So, as we're getting near the end of the game right here, I want to thank everyone that came into the stream that voted on the poll. I mean, personally, I'm not going to lie, I was wishing it was more, but to everyone that did support it, thank you. You certainly helped out. I gained subscribers for the day. So, thank you to those that have subscribed to me recently. And even those of you that hear this that have been subscribed for the longest time, thank you for being subscribed to my channel. Thank you for coming through to my videos, into my live play-by-plays to help and show your support. So now I'm just scrolling through ESPN right now, looking at my fantasy matchup. I got this one locked up right here. It's at 141, 120. So this one's obviously a lockup right here for me. Help get a much needed win after a couple losses there in my fantasy league to help keep me in the race. I'm in the fantasy league that's hosted by Philly Mike, Philly Talk Podcast. He's one of the first Eagle YouTube or Philly sports content creators I stumbled across when I was starting on YouTube back in early 2021. Philly Mike's the person whose show I ever appeared live on, where I did a brief discussion. Like there was one of his call-in shows, but it's his league that I'm part of, so I give him a shout out for letting me be part of his fantasy league and for letting me join on his show when I was still brand new to YouTube. But right now I got to win. Much needed win after 2 losses against the only undefeated player in my fantasy league right now. So that is what's up right here. And right now, and neither of us have any players in tonight's game. So my fun fact, it was already over right there beforehand. So I already had that matchup over. And now with 6:55 left in the game, the Saints are going to attempt the comeback right here, but the odds that it's going to happen are odd. I mean, or long shot, especially this late in the game, score 21 points, less than 7 minutes. It's really unlikely. I mean, it is possible, but I don't see it happening. I mean, there have been some comebacks, though, throughout NFL history that have been interesting. The Oilers-Bills comeback in the playoffs. And what year was that? 92 season? Oilers were up 35-3 early in the second half. And next thing you know, the Buffalo Bills pulled off this improbable comeback. I think it was the 92 season, because then I remember the 93 season, the Oilers had this messy soap opera, which pretty much was the beginning of the end of their run as the Houston Oilers. And we got a false start here by the Saints. And that's not what you need right there. That's not what you need if you're the Saints. A false start. But if you're the Baltimore Ravens, if you're Lamar Jackson on the sideline, you're loving it right now. Sure, it's not your greatest statistical performance. But hey, your team is winning. You managed to break a record tonight. He did get a touchdown pass early, so not the greatest night in the world for Lamar Jackson, but still a good night. And this Ravens defense comes through and stops Kamara behind the line for a loss. I mean, so it's 2nd and 20. And right now, I'm speechless as I watch this. Right, I mean, the Saints got to be speechless. And right here on 2nd and 20, there's a short pass right there for a gain of a few, but it's not going to go anywhere. And the Saints are stuck on a 3rd down, a little over 6 minutes. It's a 27-6 ball game right here. Let's face it, one of the best things about doing this on YouTube, because right now I'm looking at the score, I'm thinking it's probably going to be over. Unless the Saints get a quick score, I'm stopping this stream right here. And there's a third down, 3rd and 14. The Saints try to get a conversion to Olave. Pass with Olave, but he's short of the marker. And now on 4th down, we will see what happens next. So on 4th down, the Saints are going to go for it when they need to. They're down 3 touchdowns, but they got to convert. And they will convert. It's Taquan Smith gets the 1st down there. And he's keeping them alive in this game right now. So the Saints still have a chance. Roquan Smith, the former Bear, makes this 5th tackle of the night. Right, they're already proving to be productive here for this Ravens defense. Andy Dalton's rolling to his right. He's forced to throw it out of bounds. Now it's less than 5 minutes left. And if you're the New Orleans Saints, you need something deep downfield quick. I mean, Andy Dalton's arm, I don't see it happening, man. Andy Dalton at best is a game manager. I mean, early on, he was a Pro Bowler. He was a respectable quarterback for the Bengals. Pretty good in his early years. Not great, but pretty good early. But now at this stage of his career, Andy Dalton's best is behind him after he's had a few shoulder injuries. But here we go on 2nd and 10. And there goes the Taquan Smith on 2nd down, but he's short. And this is not what they need. The Saints need to go downfield deep on this, get a score. But they didn't get that there. And I don't think Andy Dalton has the arm for those deep balls. I mean, he did have that one deep ball against the Ravens over week 17 in the 2017 season. Remember when the Ravens, which helped knock the Ravens out of the playoffs that year and helped the Bills get in. So Andy Dalton has from time to time to be able to throw one deep ball play, but he's going to need several here in quick fashion. And the Saints do get a 1st down, but now again, you're down to only 4:27 left in the game here. I mean, I think this would work better if you had Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady at their peaks, because they could get that deep ball that you need right there. Or even a QB like a Randall Cunningham would be better in this situation if we're going to go back to the old school. Or to keep it new school, you need like a Mahomes or Josh Allen or Justin Herbert. Particularly new, I'd say Mahomes in this situation to get a deep ball to the end zone, but they're not doing any of that right now, being the Saints. They haven't been able to pull that off. So that's a 2nd and 10. Now, a little over 4 minutes left. So here we go now. 2nd and 10 with 4:22 left in the game. And Dalton back to pass. He quickly gets rid of it. And he does get off a 1st down. Wait, but the play's still alive. And the Saints are going to get a touchdown. It's Johnson, the tight end. So he caught the pass. It's Juwan Johnson, that's 41-yard touchdown reception. Let's take a look at the replay here. So Dalton, he feels pressure. He gets it to Juwan Johnson. Oh, and Juwan Johnson does a nice job of keeping his feet in bounds. Marcus Peters for the Ravens, he pushed him to the sideline. He thinks he got him to jump out of bounds, but he didn't. He managed to keep his feet in bounds. So credit to Juwan Johnson for doing so. And the Ravens, thinking he was out of bounds, stopped and didn't finish the play. But that's on the Ravens right there. You got to play till you hear the whistle. They teach you that from Pop Warner the moment you put on a helmet. You play till you hear the whistle. And John Johnson, what a job along the sideline. Or better put it, what a phenomenal job. I mean, phenomenal job by Juwan Johnson to keep his feet in bounds, continue running along the sideline without stepping out of bounds. And that is a phenomenal job right there, but they're going to have to replay it, and it will stand. Yes, it is a touchdown. Juwan Johnson, pushed by Marcus Peters, miraculously kept him speed and bound and kept the play going. So credit to Juwan Johnson. And the extra point is good. So with 4:13 left, we have ourselves a 2-score game. And knowing the Baltimore Ravens have blown a couple leads here in this regular season, and their losses, they've blown leads. You just can't help but wonder if it's going to happen again. If you're a Ravens fan and you're watching this, you're probably thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, not again. We really got to deal with this again. Because remember, it happened against the Giants. They blew that lead. Remember, they blew a lead against the Buffalo Bills. And what was their other loss again? Who was it? I think the other loss they blew a lead. Who was it again? But I know those two losses, the Bills and Giants, they blew a late lead. And I think their other loss, they did the same. Looks like they blew a lead in that. And here we go. We got to see what's going to happen here. And right now along the sideline, Marcus Peters is talking with Harbaugh. But here comes Will Lutz for the Saints to kick off. This might be an onside kick, and it's going to be a squib kick. Force the Ravens to return it and possibly get a fumble. And that will not happen as the Ravens return man Hill wisely moves to the sideline, runs to the sideline to get as many yards as possible before going out. Is where he goes right where he took the ball and starts running toward the sideline forward. He gets some positive yardage there. So now the Ravens come back out on offense. So if you're the Ravens, you're kind of normally you're in a game, you're in a position where you're normally in wind the clock down mode. But if you're the Ravens with those blown leads, are you really comfortable trying to play to run the clock out? Do you really trust your defense that much, knowing what's happened here? And it doesn't look like it, as Lamar Jackson's taken off option formation, running up the middle and getting some positive yardage there on first down. So they'll bring up a 2nd and 4. So the Ravens are still going to have to move it. And I think the Saints, they have all 3 of their timeouts. They should probably call a timeout here at some point. If not this play, you definitely got to call a timeout the very next play just to stop the clock if you're the Saints. And I noticed the Saints, they haven't used any of their timeouts at all. That doesn't guarantee that's going to help. But there goes Lamar Jackson. He takes off for a first down on 2nd and 4, and that brings it down to a little over 3 minutes. And we do get a stoppage here. I think the Saints are finally going to, and the Saints finally call their first timeout, which they had to there. You got 3:23. You're down 2 touchdowns. Ravens had the ball, the fresh set of downs. You definitely had to stop the clock there. You had to get a timeout at least for that. Also, you get a chance to give your guys on defense some Gatorade, and also the opportunity to go for the coaches to go talk with their players with the extra time from the timeout. But obviously, most of all for the Saints, he had to stop that clock. And now we're at 3:23. Clock stop. Ravens have a fresh set of downs. They're up 2 touchdowns. I don't know if you're the Ravens, if you really want to don't really necessarily want to wind it, just take a chance, slide on it. I guess, you don't want to sit there, try to run out and just run out the clock and be like, oh, it's okay if we get the ball back, because we know the Ravens had a chance of blowing the lead several times this season. So it's 2nd and 10. First play was the Kenyon Draco. It stopped at the line. You got 3:19 left. The Saints called their 2nd timeout. So obviously the Saints did themselves a favor to stop the clock, but you only have one timeout left. I mean, here what you got to do is, if you're the Saints, realize you got to get a stop right here, bring up a third down, then get a stop on third down. And then remember, you do have two timeouts if that's the case. You don't use your current timeout, you one timeout. You also have the 2-minute warning as a timeout. But if you're the Saints defense, you got to get a stop, and they get Kenyon Drake at a gain of 9 on 2nd and 10, and that brings up a 3rd and 1. That's not helping. Yeah, and we did see from last week where Lamar Jackson signed that sign that said, "Pay him now." He held it up. Now, Lamar Jackson has said that he didn't know what the signs read, but I have my doubts. I'm not buying that one. I think he knew. And Lamar Jackson does become a free agent March 15th, so it'll be interesting to see what he does throughout the season, because what are they going to do come free agency? And there goes the first down for Kenyon Drake. And then Lamar Jackson. I mean, it could be an awkward position if Lamar Jackson only gets so far. But at the same time, though, I'm thinking, what would the Ravens do, though, in the offseason? What would they do, though? There we go. So it's first down. The Saints used all their timeouts, though, after Lamar picked up that first down. And now here's the handoff to Kenyon Drake, who picks up a nice gain. He's moving with it on first down. That'll bring up a 2nd and short with 2:21 and counting. Saints have no timeouts except the 2-minute warning stopping it. And the way the Ravens are moving the ball, this works perfect for them. They got a gain of 5 on first down. They moved the ball past midfield, got a couple first downs on this drive. If you're the Baltimore Ravens, you just pretty much, at this point, just get another first down or two, run the clock, play clock down, keep the ball in bounds. Your opponent has 0 timeouts to stop the clock now. And right now we are at the 2-minute warnings as we have stoppage in play. But at this point, another first down comes here by the Ravens while they're winding down the clock. I'm about to stop the stream early. But if there's a fumble or something, the Saints recover it, I'm still going to keep this going for a few more seconds. But while we're at it, though, I do want to say in advance, again, thank you to everyone that tunes into the stream, that voted on the poll, dropped a like. I appreciate it. Whether you've been supporting me for a while, you just discovered my channel tonight. I appreciate your support right there. You guys are the ones that keep this thing going. You're the reason I'm continuing to record these videos on YouTube and make this content. So thank you for your support. I hope you enjoyed this stream right here. So right now, we got a few more minutes right here of this stream right here. So, like for the Baltimore Ravens, they went in there against the battered New Orleans Saints team without some of their top players on offense, but they found a way to make it work. They mainly relied on the run game. We had Lamar Jackson make some plays with his feet. You had Kenyon Drake help out. A solid performance there. But also at the same time for the Ravens, this game came against a struggling New Orleans Saints team too. So this game right here for an injured Ravens team game against an injured Saints team who's struggling. But how will the Ravens do going forward, though? Because so we got that right. So right here, they're up against the Saints right here. Then going forward, they do have the Panthers their next week's game. And that should be a favorable game, right? So next week, so they get a bye week next week. Then November 20th, they have a home game against the Panthers. Then the 27th, they play the Jaguars. That could be favorable because your players get a rest week after this. Then you come back after a rest week and you play a soft Panthers team. So that could help you out right there. it certainly can help you out. And then you got to play against a struggling rebuilding Jaguars team on the 27th, the final game in November. So it could work out very well for the Ravens here. Could give their players some time to rest and allow them to do enough to keep winning games. Because they got this bye week right here. Maybe by the time come back, might get Mark Andrews back, might get Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins back. So that's important right there, especially for the passing game for Lamar Jackson to have Mark Andrews there. So it's 3rd and 2 right now, 1:33 and counting on the game clock. So all the Ravens need is one more first down, and this game is over. So for the Ravens, they got a pretty easy schedule right here. They got the bye next week, and Peck said the Panthers, the Jaguars, and then week 13, first game December, they got the Broncos. And then they got the Steelers after that. So this could be a favorite. Baltimore Ravens could ride their way to the playoffs and do a division win off a soft schedule from the looks of things. And then on 3rd down, though, you get Kenyon Drake gets stuffed behind the line. That will bring up a 4th down. And you got to wonder, though, what are the Ravens? They're going to wind down the play clock. So right now, the Saints, they dropped this game tonight, and that puts the Bucs and Falcons at a tiebreaker at 4-5 in the NFC South. The New Orleans Saints, they had a chance to cause a 3-way tiebreaker if they would have won to jump up to 4-5. And the Ravens will just take the delay of the game and back it up and then just punt it away with 28 seconds left in the game. So I'm just going to finish up my closing thoughts. So for the Baltimore Ravens, this wasn't impressive. So this was a needed victory right here. Wasn't the prettiest game in the world. It certainly was not impressive. There were some struggles. However, though, considering they were missing some of their top weapons on offense, Lamar Jackson, and Kenyon Drake, they did a good job there on the run. Lamar Jackson did have a touchdown pass in the first half right there. So this one, it's a good performance by the Ravens offense. They mainly relied on the run game, and they were able to shut down the Saints on the run game. And their defense got a lot of pressure and got a lot of sacks right there. And they did what they needed to do in this game. So congrats to the Baltimore Ravens for surviving this matchup. They got their bye week. For the New Orleans Saints, and they had a chance to cause a 3-way tiebreaker to tie the Falcons and Bucs at 4-5. They had a golden opportunity at their hands to go win this game. But now the Saints instead will fall to 3-6 on the season. That's just brutal, right? This is not the position you want to be in at 3-6. For the remainder of their schedule next week, they got to play the Steelers in Pittsburgh. That could be a winnable game. Then they play the Rams on November 20th. Then they got to play the 49ers on the 27th. Then they go play the Bucs December 5th. Then the Falcons after their bye week. And they got the Browns on Christmas Eve, the Eagles New Year's Day, and then they played the Carolina Panthers. But who knows what the NFC South and how that division's been struggling. Who knows what could happen, though. But for the Baltimore Ravens, a win helps put them in first, and a loss for the Saints puts them in a struggling position. But congratulations to the Baltimore Ravens on their win. Good performance right here. To everyone that tuned into the stream, thank you for tuning in. It was a pleasure to do this. Until next time, Nicky Stees signing off.